Hello, welcome to Storm Raven Studios, and in this video we're talking about hobby burnout. Hello and welcome to the channel, welcome to this video. This video is all about hobby burnout. So I'm doing this video because I've got a little bit of hobby burnout at the moment. I just wanted to run over it, explain to you guys what's going on and ways that you can tackle it. Okay, so we all get to a point where we are burning ourselves out and we don't enjoy the hobby as much as what we should do. Why does it happen? So lots of reasons. It could be as simple as it gets too much. We have too many product projects on the go, not enough time, we get overwhelmed. My pile of shame is huge. Last time I counted, it was over 1,000 models to paint. I've got a fair few armies that I want to do, and I've got a load of train projects as well that I want to do, and some really big ones. So sometimes, you know, you just get overwhelmed what you got. Sometimes it could be that things aren't moving fast enough and you're feeling that you're getting nowhere fast. You're not enjoying the processes that you've put out for yourself, and let's face it, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's going to get hard to get motivated to pick that paintbrush up. Also, I think there's sometimes where you're not happy with the level that you're painting, and I think sometimes that can bring you down as well. So why have I burnt myself out at the moment? Well, to understand that, I need to explain to you how my hobby setup is. So I have two setups. I have a small setup at home, which has got the bulk of my paints at home. And then I have a setup at my work. I own my own business. I've got an office and a little sanctuary on the back of the office. That's this door behind me. I've got a smaller set of paints here, which is weird because this is where I do most of my painting. And at the moment I've got at home the Gene Stealer part of the box set Shadow Throne, that's on my painting desk, and at my office I've got my Kit Bash Chaplain. I've got 5 Deathwing Terminators with Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields, and the insides of 2 Land Raiders that I'm doing. Okay, obviously if you've been watching my videos, a lot of those are in there. So that's how I've got that set up. Okay, the Gene Stealer Cults, I will be doing a video soon on my painting process with that, and I will be doing a video soon on Deathwing Terminators and setting up processes for that. Okay, so that's my setup, and for home I've had the Gene Stealer Cults set up for about 4 weeks now, and I haven't finished one model. Okay, and I think that's why I'm getting a bit, you know, unmotivated with those, because they're just not getting forward as fast as what I would like them to. At the desk at work, I've got these 5 Terminators that I was hoping I would have had done by now, but I've done them with the airbrush and they've come out really well with the airbrush, but it does mean that painting the details next and the pin lining and the edge highlighting is going to take a long time. Not a long time, sorry, it's going to take a lot of detailed work, and I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with that process, to actually pick out the details in a slow and controlled way. It's not how I like to paint, I'll be honest. So that's why I've kind of got this burnout at the moment, is I'm not getting forward with anything and I'm not really enjoying the processes that I'm doing. Okay, so that's why I feel I've burnt myself out at the moment. So what should I have done? Test models. It's that simple, and it's so stupid that when you start a new army, you want to do a test model. There's a couple of ways of doing that. You can go on eBay, pick up some models for the army. It doesn't have to be a complete model. So, for example, with the Deathwing Terminators, I've recently gone on eBay and I've picked up a set of legs and a set of torso. So basically, I've made some models up that have got no arms, but I'm going to use those as a test model for the next painting video, to actually look at the process of how I want to paint those. And I should have done that at the start, because if I would have done that, I wouldn't have used the airbrush. I would have base coated them in the airbrush, and then I would have done my usual painting process, which is wet blending and starting with all the metallics and the details first, and then do the armor last, and then pick out all the little details. So if I would have done that test model, I would have abandoned the airbrush in favour of doing that sort of system. And with the Genestealer Colts, if I would have done that test model at the start, I would have realised that actually painting these in sub-assemblies would be a lot quicker. Okay, I know a lot of people, say glue your models together, don't worry about what people can't see. I don't like painting like that. Okay, I find it slows my paint process down. I'd rather have sub-assembly so I can get behind models, get the parts at the back done as well, and I find that it makes me paint a lot quicker because I don't have to be so careful getting behind those little bits to actually hit the bits you can see if you just spin the model around. So for me, that is as simple as it should have been. So I should have not been as impatient as what I am, and I should have just done test models at the start. So how am I going to go forward now? So obviously I've got to a point I'm very demotivated in what I'm doing. Okay, so my Genestealer Colts, I have cut the 2 heavy weapons into sub-assemblies. I don't want to do that with all the models because I'm going to be honest with you, ruin the actual models by doing that. So the heavy weapons are going to be the worst, so I have managed to cut those apart, and I've got the arms off with the weapons, so they're going to be in sub-assembly. So I've got realistically 6 models in that unit that are actually holding weapons that are going to be a pain to paint. Obviously you've got the icon bearer, you've got the sergeant of the unit. They're not actually holding the weapons across themselves. So I've got 4 auto guns, I've got 2 special weapons, so I've got 6 models. Alright, so what I've done is I've basically broke it down. I've taken the sergeant out, I've put him to the side, I'm going to use him for a painting video. I've got the icon bearer and 2 dudes with auto guns. They're the ones I'm focusing on painting now, so I can get those close to done. This is going to make me feel better. Then I'm going to paint the 2 auto guns separately, and then I'm going to paint the 2 special weapon models separately. By doing it like that, it's going to basically get these models painted quicker, and it's going to mean that I can get a bit motivated once I've started getting models that I can see are done. I'm going to get them all to a point where the last step will be weathering and picking out details like lights and eyes and stuff like that, and then I'll hit all those at the same time. The rest of the box set are models that are going to be easy to glue together, paint while glued together. There's nothing. It's the models where they've got the gun across their chest. That's the ones that I'm going to struggle with. And then when I do any more models going forward, I'm going to break them down into sub-assemblies. Right. Deathwing Terminators, as much as I hate to say it, I love the look of the airbrush. I hate painting them afterwards with the airbrush. It's not, I don't enjoy it. I paint, I guess, very messy at the start. I get the metallics done, I wash the metallics, I dry brush the metallics, and then I paint over it at the end when all the details are done, with obviously painting the armour, and wet blending, and I enjoy that process. It does take time, which is why I went with the airbrush for the Terminators, and I thought it would save me time. And yeah, it hasn't. It's actually demotivated me because I have to be so careful not to get paint onto the rest of the model, because the problem with airbrush, and I think I explained this in my other video, is you don't paint the model like you would out of a pot. You obviously you can get your colours, you paint with a paintbrush, you can mix it, you can highlight all the rest of it, but you can always easily refine that colour to touch back up. With an airbrush, because you're doing layers of opacity with the highlight colour, sometimes it's hard to match that colour because it's not actually a colour, it's how much the base colour is showing through. So matching that colour is sometimes very difficult, which means you've got to be patient, you've got to take your time, and I'm struggling with that. So that's where I am with those, and I'm kind of feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall at the moment. So that's why I burnt myself out. So how do you overcome that? Well, for me, I've just got to go for it, get them done as quickly as I can, and then set up my process for the rest of the Deathwing army. I'm not going to airbrush. I think I'll use the airbrush maybe for a base coat, but I can't highlight with the airbrush. It's just not how I paint, so I'm not going to enjoy it. For the Gene Stealer sub-assembly, always do your test models first, is my big advice, I think, for this one. Obviously change it if you can. I don't want to change the Terminators because I really do like how they look, and I will have probably one unit that's airbrushed, and it looked great. I'm quite glad I've done the Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields with that, because the unit will look different full stop. So I'm not going to have 2 5-man squads of normal Terminators and both looking different. They'll look the same, so I'm quite happy with the Thunder Hammers looking different. And change it if you can. Change it. Right, that's the key. I did with the G2 Colt. I cut down the heavy weapons into sub-assemblies. I don't want to do that the rest. Okay. I think that the other thing is, it's your hobby, and do what you are happy to do. Don't let anybody tell you how you should paint, how you should build. It's your models, it's what you do, and you should enjoy that. And if you're not enjoying it, do something different. Find a way to enjoy it, okay? And play with different processes. But what I will say is, when you play with different processes, do one model at a time, not a whole army, or not a unit, because it won't match the rest of your army, okay? The other thing that I've done is I have a Vindicator Assassin on my shelf, and I've got him down, built him, undercoated him, base coated him, and that's going to be my go-to model for when I feel that I need a palette cleanser, okay? This is a one-off model. He's not going to be fitting in with any type of army, because obviously a Vindicator Assassin has their own paint scheme. The base is going to be different because I can field him in different Space Marine armies. So when I am feeling that I want to paint something but I'm frustrated with what I'm doing, I'm going to pick him up and do some work on him. And with his base, they've obviously got the ruined section behind him. That's brilliant. Just to get that out and just be able to slap some paint on really does make you feel better after doing so much fine detailed work. Right, okay. So that's it. That's this video done. I hope it helps you work out why you've burnt yourself out, and change it. Yeah, enjoy your hobby. It's your hobby. It's nobody else's hobby. It's yours. You've got to enjoy what you're doing, okay? Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button. Please leave a comment. Please hit the subscribe button and the little bell, as it helps the channel grow. I will be doing a video on, like I said, Gene Stealer Colts, how I paint them soon. I will be doing a video very soon on setting up processes for the Deathwing Terminators. If you guys would like me to do a video on my pile of shame, leave a comment for me, and if there's enough people saying yes, I will definitely do one. That'd be fun. My pile of shame is huge. Guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy your hobby, and I'll catch you next time.